Everybody hear me okay? Oh,
yes.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Okay. So, hi guys, my name's Blake. You might know me. I'm one of the departing tutors, and I'm just going to tell you guys a little bit about the software we use, which is Starfish. That's how we log all of the hours that we do tutoring and schedule our appointments. And then we'll also do some like tips and tricks for like the tutoring process and stuff like that. To start off, Starfish is probably the best way you can refer your students to.
He calls in. Thank you.
Sorry. Starfish is the best way to let your students know to reach out to you. Sometimes there can be a little bit of a hurdle with them understanding how to schedule with you. So you can always schedule them an appointment yourself as well, if that ever comes into a case, and we'll show you how to do that. They'll get you set up with a Starfish account. It's accessed the same way you would access Starfish through Pause, except now when you open it, it'll show you the tutoring view rather than your student view.
You guys may actually have access already because I requested it at the beginning of the week. So I don't know if you have that access yet.
I can confirm that we do, or at least I do. It looks different.
Nice.
Yes. So I can't really tell you without looking at it. Is there a way we can pull it up? It might look different.
Well, yeah, mine looks totally different, I think.
I can share my screen if you would like.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, hold on.
But I always found it was easier to schedule them, like have them reach out to you via email or something like that and schedule them. Sometimes students, any little hurdle can be the thing that stops them from reaching help. So get rid of as many hurdles as possible. So they emailed me, they text me, stuff like that. Of course, if you don't feel comfortable giving them your phone number, you don't have to. One thing that we started doing this last year was group study sessions or group tutoring, and I found that that was very effective. And I'll show you how to program those as well. So if you go into the Starfish portal,
let's see, you might actually be able to take control of my machine. I'm not sure if Teams has that, but you can continue though.
And so we're seeing the main screen still.
Okay, you're not seeing, let me see if I can do my second screen.
So we'll let you, but
Screens.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that it's giving that option.
And
Info,
sure.
settings.
oh, perfect, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So we're good here. So this is a setup wizard, but we're going to start in the original. So click in the top 3 lines on the left there. And then it'll have your profile. If you click appointments, this is a view of the appointments you have scheduled. You can also switch it to a calendar view as well. If you click appointments at the top there, I don't know why it's showing. Oh, click day actually, sorry. So that's like today, or you can do the week. I like to use the week view. You can schedule appointments outside of office hours, but we try to keep our appointments scheduled within our office hours. So by clicking the office hours button in the top left there, you can program in your office hours. I leave mine title as office hours and I select the days. You can select them repeating if you have a consistent schedule each week. I didn't have a consistent schedule each week, so I just programmed individual ones that did not repeat. But it's whatever works for you. You select the time. You can add locations where you do it. So if you click type, the drop down, you can do on the phone, elsewhere, online. Typically, it's going to be like online or in person at the Nursing Tutoring Center. You can put details and instructions in for your office hours. And then anytime you're scheduling an appointment, you want to make sure you select the right appointment type. So we are part of the Learning Center Tutoring at the bottom there. A learning center. That's one thing that's easy to click is the language center on accident. So you want to make sure you select learning center tutoring because that's the one we are a part of. And then those instructions down there are what the people will see when they schedule an appointment during that time or you schedule them an appointment. So you can go ahead and X out of that screen. That's how you add your office hours in. To schedule an appointment within office hours, you'll click appointment. And so there's appointment preferences that you can go through and set up once we go to your account. If you click student, you can type in name or C number. So if you want to type in my name, Blake Boone, I'll pop up there and it'll have my C number and my email. And then you can set the time it'll start in the day and then also the location. So if you click on where, you don't have any locations programmed in yet because we'll get to that part with your settings, but it'll have the options that you've set as a tutor. And then the reason there is as well. Then under reason, it'll be learning center tutoring again. And then there's different versions. So if they need help with studying, it's a group session, if they need general support, you put in whichever one that applies for them. And then you can select the course as well. Make sure to select the course so it can show that if a student is failed an exam and they come and see you for that specific course, then it'll show that they were getting help on that course. So you can close out of that. That's how you set an individual appointment. Group session in the top is how you program group tutoring sessions. You can set them to be like cyclical, so they repeat, or you can set individual ones and you do the time and place and everything like that. You can set the max amount of students. And then once you have a group tutoring session scheduled, you can add students to it from the little calendar view. So when students come in, I'll usually just send around a sign-in sheet and they put their names on it, and then I add them into the group session. So we can go ahead and look at our profile now. So that top left, if you click on under your name, there'll be a drop down and it can be, there's a point, so you can scroll down here. You can put your pronouns, emails, you can make your phone number visible on your Starfish profile if you want. So like you can make it so they can see it to text you, or you can just give it to individual ones if you need, but that is not required. They can just email you. At the bottom is something that you'll want to make sure you fill out. You'll put in your title, so you'll be a nursing tutor. You can give them a little bit of background, and then under general overview, they want us to make sure to put in the courses we're going to be focusing on, or the courses that you can tutor. So this is more applicable to other tutors who haven't passed certain courses yet, like our junior tutors that will be starting up soon. But this is what you'll put the courses that you're focusing on. If you click in the top middle there where it says appointment preferences, you can set the minimum length. I find that 15 minutes is not enough for an appointment, for a tutoring appointment typically. I'd say that it depends on what it is, and this will just be the default. You can set however long you want their appointment to be when you make their appointment. You can set when they can schedule with you. So if you want them to not be able to schedule until, if you don't want people to schedule right before that appointment slot, you can set your parameters there. So like if you do the 1 hour before, it'll let them schedule all the way up until 1 hour before that appointment will start. You can scroll down as well, and the calendar sync will add them to your Outlook calendar, and it'll also allow you to get reminded about any appointments you have scheduled that day. Which is really useful. I really do use that a lot because sometimes people schedule random appointments at 7 o'clock on Zoom on a random day of the week. That'll keep me reminded. So pay attention to the My Locations, click Add Location. You can do the location type, so it would be office.
Sarah's actually going to be our one who's online.
Online? Oh, so you can do online. Yeah.
She's going to be our online only person.
So you can scroll down to online and set up your location since you're only offering online sessions. And then you can do the location name and you can put Microsoft Teams or Zoom or whatever you're using. And then under the instructions, you would put the passcode for the meeting, the link to the meeting, whatever they need to get into it. And then that's how you add a location. For those of you who will be doing in-person and online, you'll need to add both locations. So you'll need to add, mine was called Lark third floor because that's where our nursing tutoring center is. After you go through my locations, you can scroll down further. Make sure to add Dr. Persons and Dr. Kirkendall to your calendar managers. You guys can also add each other. That just allows you to see who is scheduled with who at that time, and the instructors can see who we're meeting with regularly. And then under notifications on the top right, this allows you to get allow it to give you like text message notifications about meetings, your email notifications, stuff like that. You can also send out summary emails after appointments, but I haven't really used that feature because most of the time my tutoring clients are coming back regularly. So I'm checking in with them pretty much every week anyway.
So we actually probably should be utilizing that a little bit more because we need to have, because our money comes from a grant from Parkview. Parkview wants consistent feedback, and we need to have our survey done after every one. We've only had it filled out 9 times out of 151 students who utilized tutoring last semester. I got in a little bit of trouble for that.
Maybe we should put it in an automatic reply after
Okay.
anytime there's one, so that they get it no matter what, and
Yeah.
it's all on the
That would
student.
be great.
Because like if you have a 20-minute appointment,
Yeah.
and that survey takes 5 minutes to fill out, then
According to the statistics, it should be about 1.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it's all click,
yeah, click, and then the scanning and stuff like that.
Yeah. So is there a way that it's set up through Starfit?
If you go down to the appointment preferences and do a summary email, I'm pretty sure you could have it do a summary email to anyone who's scheduled after
Okay.
an appointment, but I'd have to look at it and play with
Okay.
it.
So I'll send you guys the link for it's a nursing specific for post tutor summary or post tutoring form that we have them fill out. And it's all questions like, who did you meet with, which I need to update with our new tutors, and which classes did you seek help for? Did you find that it was beneficial, kind of things.
And that's for your zip code as well, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, zip code before you came into the program and zip code now, because Parkview, they actually want to see that you're sticking around afterwards. Do you plan to
work with Park?
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Yeah, that are trying to recruit nurses.
It is.
So that is like the basics of Starfish. Go through and you fill out your little profile, stuff like that, make it all set up to your preferences. You have flexibility with like how you schedule your appointments. Just keep in mind that you're primarily going to be servicing the undergrad students. And so they will typically be unavailable on your Tuesdays, Thursdays, sometimes Fridays. So try to keep your availability roughly to like Monday and Wednesday, just because they usually will have time around then. It's a little different for you guys over the summer because of the accelerated program, but really try to look at your schedule and the other cohort schedules and like target your office hours. Especially because you guys are finishing up your senior level accelerated courses, but you're also having the new accelerated starting off with fundamentals and pharmacology and all that stuff as well. Yeah, that's all I can really say about Blackboard.
Starfish.
Oh, Starfish.
Yeah, you don't want Blackboard.
I don't know. So Starfish. Yeah, one thing I actually do want you guys to take a look at is click search for students in the top right, and you can type in my name. And you click on me. This shows the courses I'm registered in. If you click down on the bottom left and click tracking, so anytime a student has a failed exam or something like this, it will the teachers can put a flag in to test to like show that they've had an issue with something. So students, when they get a flag, will have a chart appear here, and it'll be color coded to the different courses they're taking. And by looking at this, you can tell if a student is going to need you to reach out. So this is how I figured out who I was going to reach out to and be like, hey, do you need any help? I know you just had a pharmacology exam or something like that. And so this allows you to almost keep track of your students a little bit, just to keep it, especially the people, not everyone I looked at this at, but just like the few certain certain like students who came to me and really expressed that they needed more like direction specifically in how they were doing stuff. So this shows that. If you click on meetings, I'm pretty sure it'll also show you any meetings they've scheduled with through Starfish. It'll show anyone. So like Language Center, other nursing tutors. I think the instructors will pop up on there too if they schedule it in Starfish specifically. You can add notes and other things in there. The referral means you can refer them to other resources. I never really used that. I would just send them towards where they need it and give them that contact info. But that tracking tab will really help you see if what you're doing is working.
And then they should automatically get the FERPA training.
Yeah. That's also like take into account HIPAA. It's almost just like HIPAA.
Yeah.
Don't be looking up students that you're not servicing as a tutoring client. Don't go through and look up like someone in your cohort or anything like that. Stick it to just the people that you are going to be working with tutoring. You can't look up someone before they come to tutoring because they haven't established that relationship with you yet. But like once they establish that relationship with you, then you can use it to help them follow along. You'll get a FERPA training that'll show up on Blackboard that you'll have to do. That will just give you the rundown. It doesn't take too crazy long. But yeah, that's it for the Starfish system like that.
How do they log their hours to be
So
paid?
if you go to pause, that's where you'll get paid through. So Starfish doesn't do your pay time or anything like that. So if you scroll down, there's going to be a tab called Student Employment.
Oh, they do have it already.
So you'll click Job. Oh, so they don't have it programmed in yet. There will be one that says Parkview Nursing Tutors or something along the lines of that. You make sure you're selected on that job and it will open. There'll be this whole other tab that has a calendar on the left and a clock in and clock out slot on the right. And then you'll click the date you did your tutoring and your clock in and clock out times. We're doing 4 hours a week of office hours, approximately 4 hours a week. Are you still guys doing like if you need more appointments outside of it or okay? If
And they'll
you,
have the 1 hour of dedicated group time.
so 4 hours of office hours, 1 hour of group tutoring time, and then if you exceed all those hours and you filled up all your office hours and everything like that, then schedule them in the appointment and add that to your timesheet. So you'll add in the date, the clock in, the clock out. And then you'll click add and it adds it at the bottom of the screen and it will show you exactly how much you're going to be paid for that. Pay is once a month on like halfway through the month, I believe.
Oh,
It's like once a month. It's with the other work studies. So I think it's like the 15th or something once a month. Yeah, and that's just how you go through and add it. And then I think, is it Lynette that approves it?
yes, Lynette approves it for now.
So Lynette will approve the timesheet when it comes time to be due and stuff like that.
Wait, can I add something?
Of course.
Okay, with this, I struggled a lot with like remembering all your office hours. Like you'll think you remembered that you were on for something like at 7:15 on a random Tuesday, but if you don't put it in, sometimes you'll forget. And it's a lot harder to look at your schedule and remember it. So if you put it in like as you get it,
That's what I've been doing.
you'll always get your hours.
That's also one benefit of keeping a really tidy Starfish. If you keep Starfish really tidy, then you'll just can refer back to your Starfish. So that's it for like the actual software and stuff, I'd say, because that's timing, clocking in, stuff like that, the actual Starfish system. Other than that, with tutoring, I think that people really need help with pharmacology, and that's going to be a class that's offered. Something people really struggle with. Remember that we are not here to reteach content. We are here to give learning techniques. And if they need help with content review, then that is completely fine. Go over it with them. I noticed that when they do group tutoring sessions, they really do want you to actually hit on, go over the PowerPoint and pick out the things that are especially important, especially as they move forward. There's other resources on campus. So if you think that this person needs a lot of help with the paper, as the first semester has a lot of papers in it, send them to the writing center. There's other sources on campus that they can use. So don't be afraid to make referrals. And then that's pretty much it. Think back to things you would have wanted to know when going through the program, things that you would have wanted someone to tell you, and things that didn't make sense to you when they were taught to you the first time that you might be able to help them with. And then just focus a lot on like developing, you know, how you develop your patient-centered plans, focus on your client-centered plans with your tutoring clients.
Yeah,
And if you run out of time,
concept
right, with the
maps.
subject, you can always look up a video and send it to them. So
Mhm.
I often do that. If I run out of time, I'll go, that's okay, I'm gonna find you a video, and then I send them to the video. And then they can come back with more questions.
Concept maps end up being another big one, which you may not get to this.
They'll have their practice ones.
Oh
for
yeah, the practice
yeah.
ones for fundamental. So,
And they're nervous. The sophomores are so nervous. So just like be a source of support. A lot of the times, like it almost feels like you're not their therapist, but they want to rant. They want to talk about, they don't want any critique on how they were doing on their pharmacology exam. They want to talk about how stressful it was. And sometimes that's just as therapeutic as giving them more study resources. So I think it's a great opportunity to like practice some of those skills you use at the bedside.
and put it on your resume.
And put it on your resume.
Absolutely. Do you guys have any questions?
I think one of the, oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just did. So we have to put in for our office hours, we have to have like in total 4 hours of office hours per week. Is that how? Was that what you were saying?
Approximately. So the biggest thing is we want each of you guys to have a dedicated 1 hour time for the chosen class. So that was one of the things we were going to decide today, because I want to be able to post that on Blackboard for who's doing which class and what time each week, so that that is already set up for next week. And we can announce that tomorrow when we do the tutoring. They're not going to remember it tomorrow, but we'll hopefully it'll go in the brain and marinate there. And then, but the rest of that time, if 1 week you're like, I have just a 2 hour slot of time, or that's all I have to give, then that's fine. The summer is not as heavy as the fall and spring for sure.
Okay, so it's like 1 definite hour, and then like the other 4 hours is kind of like if people sign up, kind of. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Cool. That was, thanks, Brittany. That's a good question. That was kind of what I was thinking too. Like, what? Let's,
You're
Yeah.
like, what was it? What did I sign up for now?
yeah. And then I think one of the questions that will be, I know that there will be 1 or 2 Mondays I'll probably be out of town because, well, you know, got to go camping or
Mhm.
stuff like that, right? You know, take advantage of those 4-day weekends or whatever. And so maybe would that be one of those times where, I don't know, let's say I'm helping to do farm or something like that, then maybe I can say, oh, well, I can take your assessment hour on Monday if you can take my farm next week, right?
So if the campus is closed, we would not have tutoring hours that day. And there's several Mondays that we do not have, that the campus is closed. So obviously the Monday, the first Monday we're closed. We're also closed for Memorial Day, which is whatever, the 27th.
Right.
There's another one in there that's in the second half of the 6 weeks.
I also think there's more flexibility than
Yeah.
than I think has come across. There's more flexibility.
Absolutely.
If you need to cancel one of your group sessions 1 week, that is like a thing that can happen. Things come in the way. If you put like your rod out there and no one says they're coming to this week's session, don't come in and waste your time and the tutoring funds to
Absolutely.
sit there at a table. So
Yeah.
definitely like just like make sure that you're like doing the best you can to make sure you have availability for the students as much as like throughout the week.
Sure.
And it could be that you move it to a different day too, like you just do it earlier, right?
Yeah, or even Wednesday instead of Monday, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
we may have to go earlier on Mondays when synthesis starts, because that'll be Monday, Wednesday for us.
Yep, whatever, it does not have to be hard and fast rules for this. It's, I mean, you guys are student employees, so we want to be as flexible as you guys need it. We had set out those times knowing what the incoming cohort schedule was, which is why we put out those times out there. So whatever works best for you guys, we want to be mindful of that as well.
Yes.
Right? Any other questions? Yes.
Can we get a list of like the exams for this summer? Because I'd really love to know like when exams are coming up so that I can like be more prepped, because that's when people tend to come in.
One thing I did this semester, Bree, is I looked at all the courses I was going to be tutoring and I emailed them all in a group email. And I was like, hey, I'm going to be tutoring for your health assessment class. I'm going to be tutoring for your pharmacology. I'm tutoring all the classes you're offering. Could you please send me your topical outline? And then I made a list. Just so you have
Okay,
that.
I'll just do that.
I think in the future too, it'd be really good if we could get access to PowerPoints, because the PowerPoints I had for farm
Have changed.
have
yeah.
changed 100 times.
That would so
since
help
then.
so much, just to have access to
To
Blackboard.
know what they're learning and they're getting, because things change in pharmacology specifically.
So my goal going forward, which does not help you guys right this very moment, is to have a Blackboard that is for the tutors to have access to, and we could upload that kind of stuff to
So
where
that'd
it'd
be
be
nice.
like, this is a rough, here's
Mhm.
the faculty versions or whatever.
Yeah.
And make it a lot easier for you guys to have the resources to be able to help. So that is my goal. But we've already put out to all the faculty that are teaching this summer that we need topicals as soon as possible to be distributed to the tutors. So that is already
Thank
in
you
the
so much.
works.
That's a wonderful answer.
Yes, that is already in the works. So anything else? I do have a training from last fall, I think. I don't
It was
remember.
fall.
Yeah, fall, from a gal who is one of the nurse educator students who did on just a general tutoring that I did a recording on. So I'll send that out to you guys, just some information on tutoring adult learners and what that looks like. And so you guys can watch that in your leisure. I think it's maybe 45 minutes tops.
And I liked it a lot. I got
Um,
some strategies.
Yeah, she was really, really interesting, has a background in tutoring as well as a lot of other education. So, yeah, so myself and Dr. Person's always a resource for you. And then for those of you guys who can pop on, I know Ben said he'll actually be here tomorrow morning. You're physically going to be here tomorrow, or are you going to get on Zoom?
No, I'll physically be there.
Okay, because we have the incoming accelerated cohort orientation tomorrow, so we'll have some time to introduce the tutors, what that looks like, tell them all about it, and get them fired up for that. So that is at 9:45. All right. Anything else I can help you guys with?
When
I
we,
plan on going. Sorry.
go ahead, Ari.
If I plan on going tomorrow at 9:45, where would I go?
It's in GCB, either 110 or 111. I'm not exactly sure which one we'll be in, but we'll be
Okay.
GCB. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks.
And when we put our stuff in for the starfish, so we just
Uh-huh.
select 1 hour on Monday that we can do, and then do we just put like all the classes basically that they have in the summer, since we did already take all of those?
When you schedule a group session, you don't have to put in, when you like schedule it on Starfish, you don't have to put in a course. It's when the students get added to it. So when you add a student's name into that group session, you click the associated course.
Yeah, but so
You'll read
they're
it.
each going to be picking,
Okay.
they're each gonna be responsible for a course.
Okay.
So which ones did you guys already pick which ones you wanted?
No, I didn't know that. I didn't know that's what we were doing. So
Okay. So we have for sure, we have fundamentals, health assessment, farm. And then Sarah was gonna be our online go-to person since she lives in the Springs. Oh, Ben, you're muted.
I should say I like farm, but I'm open to whatever.
Okay. That's
I did.
308.
I brought that class.
308,
That was
yeah.
fun.
This 302 is.
I can do health assessment or fundamentals. Either one's good with me.
I'm also comfortable with either. I don't know.
I
Okay.
have. I'll do health assessment if you want to do fundamentals.
That
Okay.
works.
I'll put Brittany down for health assessment and Ari down for fundies. And then Bree is going to keep doing what she's always done because Bree is our returning person. She has her own path.
That was so fun. Okay.
I don't know how else to describe it. She does her thing.
I think what the biggest thing is that I do is whenever you're on campus, you're going to see students, they're going to say something to you like, oh, I just don't know. I'm having a lot of anxiety about this. And I go, oh, well, I'm a tutor. I'd love to help you. I have time at that. How about we meet whenever? I'll be like, when are you free? And then I'll meet with them. So don't forget, like, if you're just walking by someone and they look like they're struggling, that's the person that needs your help. And it doesn't matter if it's not your class. Like, if you
This
can sit
is-
down with them, do.
This is why her starfish is a hot mess and she forgets when she worked.
Oh, it's so bad. Blake is amazing. You don't want to learn from me.
This is why she said, make sure you go in and put down your hours. You have a little lurker behind you. So, all right. So I'll send a recap email just to let everybody know what the plan is, and I will see some of you guys. Actually, I should see all of you guys tomorrow night, but I will see some of you tomorrow morning.
Thank you so much. This was wonderful. Thanks, Blake. I'm so glad you know how to do all of this.
And Blake, congratulations on the position at Parkview. That's pretty
Thank
awesome.
you.
Very cool.
That's so exciting.
Wait, what are you doing?
I got offered a position for Parkview CVICU.
Congrats!
Like we
Oh,
all
that's cool.
expected.
Nice.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Thank you guys. You're gonna do great.
All right.
Yep,
Thank
you'll be
you.
wonderful.
Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. All right. Bye-bye.